Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to episode 50 of the New Oaks AI podcast. Believe it or not, we've been here 50 times in a row now. Looks like we just lost Ray. There he is. He's back on stage. We froze up just a second right as we went live there, right? So, welcome to the broadcast, everyone. I'm your host, Leland Best of Best Live TV, Best Studios LLC, and my good friend over here, Ray Luan, CEO of both New Oaks AI and Easy Site AI. Used to work over there, TikTok and ByteDance, but now he's doing his own thing and he's hanging out with me from the other side of the planet today. So, Ray, welcome to the broadcast. How you doing today?
Thank you. Everything's great. How about yourself?
Good deal. I'm hanging tight. Had to do a little yard work today. The weather was okay. It was a lot cooler today. We got to relax from all
Awesome.
that heat. It was only around 70 degrees today, so it was really nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, same here. Same here. So the
Yeah.
weather is summer, but it's not that hot anymore because
Mhm.
there is a hurricanes coming
Ooh, I
across
didn't know that.
the coast, so the coastal cities. So it's getting
Really?
cooler, and yeah, it's probably going to rain for a week and then go back to the hot mode.
So I got to ask, Ray, do you guys name your hurricanes the same way we do? Don't you call them typhoons over there? Or do you call them hurricanes?
Yeah, so we call it typhoon, but we have a name. I think
Do you use
the
female names like we do in America? We call them all by women's names. That's what we do.
right. I think we use the same name. I think we use the same name.
It
Yeah,
was
the
that way for a
globally.
long time. Yeah. And
Yep,
then they
yep.
went to males. So when Hurricane Andrew, I
Oh,
think, or one of them just before that was one of the first hurricanes that actually had a
okay.
name of a male instead of a female. They were
Wow.
usually all female.
I think
But
this one is female one. Yeah,
yeah, it's female.
it's hitting Taiwan really hard already.
Oh, really?
The
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's hitting the all the not Pacific Ocean, but in the coastal cities
Sure.
of along China, Japan, Korea, and Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
The East Asian countries really hard.
I don't know.
So,
You probably heard about the big flood that hit us over here in the
oh,
Texas area.
Austin, right? Right? Is
Yeah,
Austin or Texas?
it
Yeah,
was
I
in,
heard
I
about
think, one of the more rural areas. I don't have the exact city location. I think it was closer to Dallas, but I can't say for sure. Or actually near Fort Worth, which is down near the coast. So it was just a
wow,
torrential rain from the mountains that came down. And
wow,
it was 26 foot of rise in the river that ran through
wow.
that territory in 45 minutes. So there was no way
That's
for anybody,
crazy.
even though what was happening in this country is there's a bunch of people trying to blame, who for all this, along with the
Yep,
fact that, he gutted NOAA, which is our, kind of our, what you might call OSHA over the weather. It's the people who make sure that people get warning signals and that there's enough
yep,
task force available to, go
yep,
on these types of missions when people are in dire need of help. And they
yep.
wanted to blame it all on issues. Well, it's not, folks. It's just the fact that rain falls. It fell really fast and faster than anybody could anticipate, and a lot of people's lives were lost. So it's really sad. But the
Wow.
repercussions of that incident have been heard across the globe, and really, we have our prayers out to the families of those who lost people in
Yep.
that
I
flood.
heard about the news, and I saw a coastal guard or a firefighter. That's one guy saved 150
Yes,
people
yes. First
single-handedly. Yeah,
time. Yeah, he
yeah,
he was quite the journeyman there to be coming out for
yeah.
the first time as a rescue operator and save as many
Yep.
men as he did. But he was an ex-marine, I believe, or ex-coast guard,
Oh,
something like that. He had a
yeah.
lot of formal training in rescue, so for him it was second
That's
nature. I
good.
think he just did his
That's
thing.
very touching. Yep.
So enough of what's happening out there in the world. That's on the sadder side of things. Let's talk about some brighter things. Looking at
Yep.
episode 50, I'm kind of excited, Ray. We've done this 50 times now already. I
Wow.
hope we're
Yes.
doing a good job for everybody. If you're watching this and you feel like we're lacking anything or there's something more you'd like to see us talk about, please let us know in the comments. I know you guys don't normally catch us here at 9 p.m., but you do come back for the replay. So be sure to leave us a note in one of the communities over at New Oaks AI or Easy Site AI, where you can reach us at any time. Um, so what's this like? Open AI shutting down? What? Huh? Is that
Yeah,
what's
that
happening,
was
Ray?
crazy.
What was that
That
all
was
about?
crazy. Yeah, so there was a news that OpenAI officially shut down the office to give their employees a week. But the fact is that I think Meta was hiring or stealing talents from OpenAI.
Gotcha.
So there's a recent acquisition. Meta acquired Scale.ai. So there's young guy Alex Wang, who is become the head of AI in Meta Group, right? In Meta Group, and they paid like 100, sorry, $15 billion to acquire Alex Wang's AI company. And then so Alex Wang and become the head of AI on Meta, and then they hired a couple, I think over 15 research scientists from OpenAI. And the highest signing bonus is 100 million US dollars. Signing bonus,
What?
not the salary.
That's the
Yeah,
signing bonus?
the signing bonus 100 million US dollars. So so there it's like an earthquake in OpenAI, right? It means that if you go to OpenAI and work there for a year, then there's a potential you will be paid for 100 million US dollar. Man,
Wow.
so
I
there's
would have
another
never
comment from a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley. Who wants to start up a company if someone pays you $100 million for signing bonus, right? That's crazy. But it also means the competition to fight for AI talent is fierce, right? In Silicon
absolutely.
Valley, the competition is so intense, and I think Meta is really fighting for the last resort. I think in terms of talents, it's all about people. Yep. So
So
OpenAI
interesting.
become the training school, right? The training school for other AI tech giants or
They just
startups.
stop
So
in for a little bit and then leave and go form their own companies. It seems to be the
um,
case right now. So
so
I
I'm
gotta
really
ask,
worried.
Ray. No, keep
Go
going.
ahead.
I'm sorry. I want. It's going to change the subject if I go where I was going with that. But it's interesting that you know we're always adapting to AI trends, but what do you adapt to when an AI, especially an LLM of the status that OpenAI is, just shuts down? What do you do with that? I mean, how are you supposed to proceed? It's like if you built everything you have on OpenAI,
Yep.
what do you do now? What's the next step? So
Yeah,
it's a
that's
big
good
evolving
question.
topic.
So I think no one should depend on one large language model company, right?
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. We need to diversify our risks over the AI models because we are mainly the application builder, or we are building application apps, for our customers. So we really should diversify our risks, not rely on any single large language model, no matter how good or how well they are. So that's why we already shifted focus from OpenAI ChatGPT model to Anthropic's cloud. But even with cloud, I think we are going to to evaluate more other large language models like Gemini or even DeepSeek, even the Mistral, the European models. So diversity is really the key in the AI competition in order
Absolutely.
to survive. Yeah.
And that can be said in many ways because I think we even mentioned last week about what happened over at Meta recently with a lot of the Facebook groups because of AI. There was a
Yep.
serious glitch in their back end, which caused
Yep.
their AI mitigator, or you might say it's not really a fact checker, it's more of a there were a lot of threats pushed with an AI bot that went to Meta and started hitting checkboxes on all of the groups and reporting them as though they were either fake or whatever. It could have been any kind of reporting, but it did
Yep.
so at such a level that Meta's AI kind of freaked out and was like, oh, well, I better just shut them all down for the sake of safety.
Yep.
And in doing
Yep.
so, a lot of people's accounts were literally just 300,000 members shut down for the whole day at least. And some of them
Yep.
had to be brought back online. Some of them, I think, disappeared completely, but I can't say that for
Oh,
sure. I don't think
yeah.
anything really got lost. I think it was just
Yep.
a temporary shutdown. So you never know what's going to
But,
happen next. Good point.
yep.
But
But it's a crazy.
it
I think
is.
it's a rehearsal. It's kind of a rehearsal that one day if AI dominate the whole world, think about it,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So we rely on AI to decide what is right, what is wrong, right? What who will
Absolutely.
whose business should be shut down and whose business should be alive. So that's really scary.
I was just talking with my programmer friend who has kind of incorporated all of AI into his whole Claude stack. It's attached to
Yep.
his Git, attached to his Amazon. It's attached to everything he needs to develop any kind of app he wants to, and a few pushes of a button, and he's got AI working full tilt to produce for him on the fly. So it's really taken a huge leap. And I told him, well, you just better have one big red button in the middle with a sever cord that cuts your power line right in half and separates
Correct.
it 30 feet from end to end, so it can't refuse itself back together somehow automatically.
Yeah,
But let's get on with the
that's
real stories, right, Ray? We don't have any video or anything for you today. Honestly, I don't think the YouTube links for that big deal going on at Soham Parekh had made it through. So I don't have that video, Ray, if you were trying to send me a link. But
yep.
let's get to easy site. I mean, what I see as updates here seem to be pretty impressive. This isn't something I was expecting at all. So tell us about agent mode. This is the top of the list here. What is agent
Yep.
mode?
So agent mode, I mean, it's a feature that Lovable announced recently, which is used to use a fix or reduce the build errors during the process of generating websites. Well,
Okay.
the reason behind the scene is that actually we already have the agent mode, but we figured it's going to cost users more tokens. So that's why we did not release it to everyone. And after Laravel announced it, and then we decided we need to also announce it and release this week.
Sure.
Well, the reason behind the scene is that one, if for example, if you build a big complicated prompt, right? To build a relatively complex task. For example, if we want to build a Airbnb, just give you a
Sure.
not realistic example. If you want to build an Airbnb, and then it's a simple prompt, but the task is very complicated, and then it's going to require like over 20 rounds
Mhm.
of the prompt conversation to the large language model,
Sure.
which means that the probability to generate build errors is higher because the number of rounds to converse with large language model is big, right? And then the
Mhm.
higher chance to get build errors. So we add another layer that if there's any build errors, and then we will then use AI to fix the build error, right?
Mhm.
So it means the round conversation is happening between EasySide and Cloud API.
Yeah.
So with that said, it's going to cost a lot of tokens, and the the lead time is going to be longer than
Mhm.
expected. So that's called agent mode. But the benefit is that you're going to get less chance of build errors and less chance of getting a blank project.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, but we figured that only not everybody needs this kind of feature because it may cost you like a couple million tokens for one
well, yeah,
prompt.
for sure.
Yeah, and
I could
then
see that.
we figured it's better to release this feature to not to a senior person, which is
That makes sense.
better used to the way that easy site works. So that's why we call it agent mode, and we are going to rolling out by the end of this week, so
Oh,
that
cool.
if you know how to use easy site, and if you know that if you don't care, the amount of tokens consumed in one prompt, but you want a better and more complete product
Yeah.
with one prompt, then that's the time to use agent mode.
Yeah, I think my biggest prompt, well, the biggest payout I had to give to one prompt so far was like 400,000 tokens. And that was to rebuild the app structure and add Google sign in and all kinds of other things because I was asking for a lot in the prompt, and it rebuilt
Yep.
the entire site. I think it was 3 or 4 features I was adding at one time. And in doing
Right.
so, it had to reiterate the entire site, which is expected, but I certainly wasn't, quite ready for the number of tokens it was going to take to do that. Now, this is before Ray had found a way to slice the number of tokens in half that were already being determined the first go around that we talked about a week or two ago. And then now he's adding another feature to help eliminate all the redundancy that might take place trying to have the AI figure out a problem. Now it can figure it out a little faster.
Yep.
Much thanks for you with that. New monthly price plan goes along with that, right, Ray? So that's going to be offered a little differently than it was in the past with the new AI agent. Because is that not part of New Oaks? Is that where the agent's coming from? It's actually coming from the New Oaks site, right?
Exactly. So we are integrating New Oaks AI agent into EasySite website in a higher price plans for those who want to scale their business. For example, if you already build your website with full stack database integration, and then if with the AI agent, it's going to improve the conversion rate of the website. Bring you more leads or more traffic. So that's the goal. That's why we package a new price plan called Scale for the pay per usage price plan on each side.
Gotcha. So if I were to go to the pricing page, let's say, it looks like it's not ready to change yet. This is going to come up later, or is that already in?
It's there already. So if you click the $10 one, no, the up, the $10, click.
Oh, okay. So
You will see that
premium and scale now. So the scale pay is the $35 a month, and that's going to give you, there's a 50% offer, folks. You better go run and grab it now while you got a chance. 9 extra editors per account, 100 gig of file storage, AI dashboard, remove the Easy Site badge, 300,000 mini CRM records, along with 10 custom domain connections. That's on the scale plan. And then the premium, pretty much the same. If you just look at the numbers, you'll be able to drop down in and see the variance on each of the feature sets. And then does that go the same? So what's the starter token packages look like? These come in bundles then, right, Ray?
Yep.
Starter, builder, and business. Oh, awesome. I like that. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Ray. We do appreciate that every time you add a new feature like that. Give us a little bit while you're there. I got you on the screen. I see that you also want to help users get started with a new user journey guide.
Yeah, so we are building a new user journey because we did some investigation on the back end. We figured there's a lot of first-time users or the beginner users. They actually did not use other features hidden within the settings, the project settings, which means that they did not use SEO or or send emails feature. It means that they cannot fully use EasySite well to utilize the full power of EasySite. So I figured it's probably for the first-time users when they face a prompt window, a blank page with a prompt window in the middle. They're kind of getting panicked. They don't know what to use, right? So it's but for some developers or senior users, they know what they want to build and they have something in their mind and they're pretty familiar with the kind of no-code platform, how it works. But more beginner users would not know it. So I think it's better to have a user onboarding journey guide to help beginners to get familiar with every single important feature of each site, just for them to start with and build something they wanted.
Yeah, I'll let everybody know. I've been using the site for months and I still haven't figured out all the uses of it. So to be able to go through one of those guides is certainly a plus. When you see an app for the first time, there's usually some things hidden in the menu structure that you're really not familiar with. And it's always good to just have some type of coach stand in front of you and point things out right away that are most important to you. So that, again, another appreciated step. Update number 4, we're looking at token cost increase, obviously, because of the context feature, which is understandable. So this starts immediately. Ray, tell us about how the AI will receive context with each prompt.
Right. So every single, the way that AI website builder works is that you send a prompt to cloud and tell cloud what to do, right? But there is always context length. The limit of Cloud Sonnet Force context length is 200K, means that you can only send 200K tokens within one time to cloud, which means that if your prompt is too long, or if you put the custom knowledge within the project settings, which will be part of the prompt sent to cloud. If it's over, like, say, 5,000 tokens every single time, then there's a possibility that the context in the whole conversation is going to exceed 200K.
Gotcha.
Which means
mine would have. Yeah, that one prompt that I did actually stopped in the middle of processing because it had to take it in chunks, and it then sent the second half after the fact, it seemed like. So
yeah, I get and it. Then as a user, you will see that, oh, the AI did not do anything, but then it stopped and asked me to continue. Actually, it does a lot of things, but because of the context length is exceeding the limit, then AI stopped working in the middle, right? And then it has asked you to continue, but give you nothing. So that's what happens. A lot of users experience that.
And that'd be a bummer because you lose your tokens, but you get no response. Even though the tokens were spent, the AI was kind of left confused as to what it's supposed to do. It just kind of breaks. That's what happens.
That's right.
So go ahead. I'm sorry, Ray. Keep going.
Yeah. So the tips is that there is a section called custom knowledge. There are a lot of users put the whole prompt to build a website, from the header, the hero section, FAQ to the footer, whole thing to the custom knowledge. But custom knowledge is like a global variable to the prompt. It means that for every single prompt you write, coming up, it's going to be sent together. So that's why is the consumed token part is going to sky high, because the length of the custom knowledge is too big.
I just wanted to show people where I actually used the custom knowledge here, Ray. The last example I showed was empty, so there was no knowledge in the database for just the app itself. In this case, I have the AI Mediatus, which is a mediator app, a non-biased mediator played by the AI. And in this case, I simply gave the information of the website, the contact email, the phone numbers, what the outline of the conflict resolution process that the AI is going to use entails. So it's just an outline of his format. And that was it. That's all I gave it. I didn't give it any more than how it should generate a solution, how it should explore perspectives, how it should identify the issue, how it should open the dialogue, and how its conflict resolution outline should summarize when it's all done. What should it do as a closure and reflection? So that's as far as I took it. I didn't want to add any more than I needed to. Is that too much, even in of itself, Ray? Did I go too far with the knowledge base?
Well, it really depends. So if you only give guidelines and you didn't ask AI to do any action across the whole project, so that's okay. It really depends on how. So you need what you really need to do is to trial and error. Just try it. If you consume like over 500K tokens for every single prompt, then that may be because the custom knowledge is too complicated. And you need to adjust it. So I think that's the best way to adjust it.
Very cool. And then we're already down to update number 5. We're looking at a multi-language version of Easy Site very soon. So looks like by the end of the month, right?
Yes. So our customer base now covers almost all over the world. US and European countries are the top, account for 60% of the users, but we also have users from Middle East, from Brazil, from France, and Italy, and also Japan and South Korea, like those Asian, and there are a lot of people use different languages, Arabic or Portuguese. Right? I have never been able to learn. So I think it's a fun fact. And in those areas, actually the registered user to paid user conversion rate is pretty high. So I think it's better to have a multi-language version like within this month, so that more and more people from all over the world can use the AI power to build their website. So just for the growth of Easy Site business.
Absolutely. A feature like that enables users to access the platform with their own native language, and that certainly expands the global reach of EasySite. And is that also the case in New Oaks? Does that go both ways? Or did you already do that with New Oaks? I didn't recall.
We'll do each side first. Maybe
Okay,
next
gotcha.
step is it's going to work with New Oaks for the
Sure.
multi language. Yep.
Not a problem. We're having a little bit of bandwidth issues over there in Beijing, so we're seeing Ray's video take the hit from that. We do still have his audio though, and hopefully he'll be able to. There, he's back. All right,
Yep.
so update number 6. We're just going through the list here. We've got just that, and then I think we're about done with the list of updates. But Easy Site number 6 is a template development, which seems kind of cool. So this I haven't heard before. This is more of a vertical for business and industry, but tell us what you're talking about here, Ray, when it comes to
Right.
templates.
I figured for a lot of beginners or new users of AI website
Mhm.
builder, the learning curve is quite steep.
Sure.
So I'm thinking that we can come up with built-in templates for certain vertical industries so that people can come and take whatever they need right away without need to learn how to use the tool, over like 1 to 3 weeks of time, and then just that's easier for a lot of end users. I know that some users enjoy the learning, but a lot of users they just need a templates or the website, right? They want to.
If you wanted a dashboard, or if you wanted a WordPress template, or if you wanted something that was strictly based on a specific type of SaaS, we would be able to put a template together for that and just grab a template and start from scratch. Not necessarily from scratch, but from everything we need. You could say.
Yep,
That's awesome.
so ready to go, right? So if you have any idea that for any vertical industry or business, yeah, please let us know that we may spend more time to build a ready to go product for certain business or industries. It will be
I've got a
much
couple in
more.
mind. I think I got a couple I could throw at you after hours. I'll definitely try to put a list together for you, Ray, because I've been trying to think of ways that people in my niches, the AV niche, audio, video, there's also like client portals. There's always something needed by people to access your stuff, and if you have that front end where everybody can just log in and get to you or request services or, be on your calendar or whatever. It could be a lot of different, could be your main hub of where everything you put together as a business is located. People can reach out to you from a central location type thing. So a lot of different stuff I've thought of. But yeah, looking forward to it, Ray. I'm really glad you showed up today. We're about out of time, so we're just going to wrap it up this way. And that is, if you want to come see us at 9 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night, we talk about the updates at EasySite AI and New Oaks AI. Ray's here and spending his time from the other side of the world to come out and share with us everything that's happening out there at both websites. If you want to see it in real time, head over to EasySite.ai and NewOaks.ai to the actual apps where you can sign in on most of these you can get into New Oaks for free and check out a free app for a small period of time. Now, EasySite doesn't function that way. It's not a free app. You have to buy into it in order to use it because there's so much overhead cost. But the communities are there. So if you need help, reach out to the New Oaks AI community on Facebook or the EasySite AI community on Facebook, and they can help you answer all your questions, or simply reach out to Ray through support. His team line. Sure. Ray, thanks so much for everything you do out here on both sites, and we'll see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you, Leland. See you next Tuesday.
This is the New Oaks AI podcast. We'll see you next time. Take care and have a wonderful week. Bye.